Welcome to the show. We'll work this out. Rona will work that out over there. Please like and share the show. We're gonna go on a little journey for about an hour and 45 minutes and talk about some stuff. Uh, Clear up this playoff picture to see what we got a lot of teams out there on the brink of the playoffs. Some teams resting a bunch of players, but first things first, as you guys know, we always start off with the news.
Hold on just a minute. I'm trying to adjust this. I look pretty green.
You look green. You looking like She-Hulk over there. You hulking out over there.
I have no clue why. No idea whatsoever.
I hope everybody had a great New Year. I hope everybody had a great holiday, whatever holiday you may, Christmas, Hanukkah, Ramadan, whatever holiday that you may celebrate. I hope you had a good one. I hope you were able to at least kind of see your family, have a Zoom meeting, and fellowship like that. And we still got football, so that's a good thing. So make sure y'all are liking and sharing the show. First things first, we got I want to put up the playoff pick. Look, everything's pretty much. There's still some things that need to be settled this weekend, but for the most part, we know who our teams are. Who's going to be have that first round bye, and unlike previous years, where the top two teams from each conference had a bye week, only one team per conference gets that bye week, and they've also added a 7th spot per conference. So you see up here on the AFC side, Kansas City, defending champs, Patrick Mahomes and his boys over there at 14-1. On the NFC side, we got Green Bay and that bad man, Mr. Discount Double Check. But some of this stuff is not set in stone yet. We have a bunch of teams sitting at 10 and there's going to be a 10-6 team, and we're going to talk about that later on. There's going to be a 10-6 team that doesn't make the playoffs on the AFC side. And then you're going to have a team that's sub 500 on the NFC side that's going to be a division champ. So, it just goes to show you, it's, all these games, they count. They definitely count. And, this is the way it stands as we're speaking right now. And, of course, on Sunday, everything's going to get straightened out. So there you have it. What do you think? What do you think, Ramona? You nervous over there? You like the way that's looking? What do you think?
I'm not nervous. Hey, you know me. I roll with the punches. I'm not nervous about anything. Last year we were 8-8. This year, look at us. So, granted, we started losing players left and right, and still managed to win games. And I thought we showed up and beat Indianapolis last weekend. So, I'm looking forward to this.
Now, somebody's saying,
as a Steelers fan, I'm not used to my team not making the playoffs every year.
You've been kind of spoiled over there. BJ right. Samuel says Packers didn't lock it up. And I guess looking at once you start getting with the same records, then you start dealing with tiebreakers and conference record and all of that good stuff. I guess you have the Saints and you have the Packers. I mean the Seahawks, the Saints and the Seahawks.
Well, the Packers are 12-3.
Well, I'm saying if they lost, they would be 12-4, and if the Saints and the Seahawks won, they would be 12-4. So
okay.
I don't know what all the tiebreakers are. As is, like I said, this is the current picture, and after Sunday, we'll get we'll have a much clearer picture. So,
after Sunday, we'll know exactly who's going and who ain't. So
yeah, so we'll definitely have that. So good luck to your teams out there, and we'll discuss. We'll make our picks. We'll make our picks on these games. So uh, you know, just speaking a little bit early, we got the looking into the crystal ball a little bit. We're looking at the free agents, a big free agent class coming up, quarterbacks. And like I always say, there's always a team out there. There's teams out there that are always starving for quarterbacks. And you see the two highlighted there, Mitchell Trubisky and Dak Prescott. I mean, both of their futures are up in the air. So we'll see what happens. Anything on this quarterback list that stands out to you, Mona?
well, Trubisky, I figure is probably gone.
Yeah, definitely. You just, I don't think that the coach over there is going anywhere. So that pretty much means that Mitchell Trubisky's gone. He's such an anomaly, and I talked to shout out to my man D Stanfield, a professional. I try to give this guy the benefit of the doubt, and some weeks the guy looks like he looks incredible, and then the next week you're just like, what the hell are you doing? And I just wonder if he's the type of quarterback who needs a change of scenery. I'm wondering if he's that guy in a system, because when you look at some of his weapons, I mean, yes, they have Allen Robinson. David Montgomery's kind of stepping it up. They got a million tight ends, but they really don't have a lot of receiving options. And I'm just wondering if this guy went somewhere where they had better receivers. We see what Dak Prescott looked like after he got Amari Cooper. We see what Josh Allen looks like after he got Stephon Diggs.
Right.
And when you start getting the greatest disservice that you can do to your franchise quarterback is not to go out there and get him weapons. That's the greatest disservice that you can get to. And it's really hard to evaluate if he's talented or not when he's out there with twos and threes. So maybe
think about what we talked about during the draft earlier this year. How can you have Aaron Rodgers on this football team and not give him any weapons in the draft? Instead, you draft his replacement.
Yes, and that's what we've had a debate. Shout out to Ace the MVP, Mookie Hawkins, my man Mookie Hawkins over there in Buffalo. Me, him, and Dre, we had a tag team debate, and they were talking about Josh Allen wanting being the MVP. We'll talk about that in a little bit as compared to Aaron Rodgers. And I'm just like, imagine if Aaron Rodgers had, if the Green Bay Packers had did the right thing and drafted Justin Jefferson or T. Higgins or Chase Claypool, or had moved up and got CeeDee Lamb. Can you imagine this guy we see the kind of year that Devontae Adams is having. Can you imagine Devontae Adams with Justin Jefferson or T. Higgins or Chase Claypool or some of those wide receivers who went at the back of the first round? So I think what Aaron Rodgers is doing is incredible. And that's not to diminish what Patrick Mahomes is doing. That's not to diminish what Josh Allen's doing. I just think if you gave Aaron Rodgers the Buffalo Bills wide receiver core, I think he would throw for 5,500 yards. So and then this thing with Dak, they're going to have to come to a conclusion with it. So we'll see what happens. Here's the list of the running backs, and I'm wondering. After I saw the Green Bay game the other day, and I saw A.J. Dillon, he kind of made it. I love Aaron Jones. I watched him play in college. I watched him play here in high school in El Paso. Incredible talent, but I'm starting to wonder if when they drafted AJ Dillon, if that's kind of like we don't want to pay we don't want to pay we don't want to pay Aaron Jones. So you look at some of the running backs on here. I definitely think that the Steelers can upgrade over James Conner. I like James Conner. The man's injury prone. Chris Carson, injury prone. Todd Gurley, he's done. Philip Lindsay, he's a great story, but they just signed Melvin Gordon. Oh wow, Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams are both free agents. Wow, yeah. I mean, two of your top three backs are free agents. Mike Davis, Carlos Hyde. Carlos Hyde, he gets bounced every year. So there's some good players out there. And then last but not least, the wide receivers. You see your man up there, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Don't go there. I done told you. You ain't going nowhere.
Okay. You see Allen Robinson on there. I think he's underperformed for the Bears. Kenny Golladay, injury prone. Will Fuller, coming off a suspension. Antonio Brown. Now, I think Chris Godwin.
Maybe coming back to Pittsburgh.
Maybe.
No, Dave. Come on.
You want him? You want AB?
I almost puked a little in my mouth there when I said that. So.
Okay.
No, he ain't coming back to Pittsburgh.
And then you see, I think Chris Godwin, when I look on this list here, I think he's the most talented. I don't think that Tampa Bay I don't think that they can keep Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I could see AB maybe signing a cheap deal to stay in Tampa Bay. He seems to like it there. But it's too many mouths to feed. It's too many mouths to feed. When you look at Chris Godwin and Gronk and Mike Evans and Scotty Miller and Cameron Brate and OJ Howard, they just have too many mouths to feed. I think Chris Godwin, when you look, he might be the top free agent wide receiver in this here. He could fit in a lot of places, teams. Chris Godwin stays in Florida, goes to Miami.
I got some comments here.
Okay.
Yuri says Dak's not going anywhere, which I agree. I don't think he is either. Although a lot may depend on what he demands. They may look at him and say, you know what? We have Andy Dalton, and we think we can do what we need to with him until we draft another quarterback. Take yourself and go somewhere else, because if you're not going to make a deal with us, why should we? You haven't gotten us to a playoff game and won, so.
Well, definitely what he's asking for. But here's the other thing he has to look at. He's coming off of a major injury, so he can, he gambled on himself and he lost. He really he's not. I don't think anybody out there is going to give him $40 million, because you look at the top paid quarterbacks. You look at, of course, Patrick Mahomes at around $45 million, and I think right behind him is Deshaun Watson. But then you see the guys that are coming.
How much does the guy from Minnesota play? What's his name?
Kirk Cousins. Oh,
yeah,
Kirk Cousins is on that last. Kirk Cousins, I think he's around 32.
What is Baltimore's?
Lamar Jackson.
I'm brain dead.
Lamar Jackson's coming up. You're going to see guys that I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be the top paid quarterback, and then everybody else is going to kind of slide into there. You're going to see Lamar Jackson coming up, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen. These guys here, that 2017, 2018 draft class. Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson were the 2017 draft class. So you're going to see that 2018 draft class of quarterbacks start getting paid. So
Will Hubbard says he doesn't know why Green Bay didn't take signed steals. Yuri says keep Jones and AJ Dillon. Jamal is gone. Will says Mike Davis is going to be a huge pickup. Yuri says Will Fuller is gone. And Will and Mumard says Goodwin would fit good with the Colts.
Godwin would fit good.
Godwin. I keep wanting to say Goodwin. I keep thinking of the picture.
Yeah, I think Godwin would fit in anywhere. If I'm the Houston Texans, pairing him up with Deshaun Watson. If I'm Miami and I'm looking to get another guy to really develop Tua, Godwin, I think he's going to be the top. I think he's going to be the top wide receiver free agent out there. So here, every week we put up the power rankings, and it fluctuates every week. Green Bay's rated higher than KC. Okay. Well, this is according to Pro Football Talk. Shout out to Pro Football Talk. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this list.
I don't think Pittsburgh drops down to 8th either, but hey, it is what it is. I mean,
it is what it is. Look,
I see 2 teams above us that we played and beat, so
Yeah. Look, we just report the news, guys. We don't make it. This is their chart. I don't agree with this.
This is Pro Football Talk's chart. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't agree with that at all.
Here's some interesting news. What do you think about this news right here?
I think it's time. I think it's time. And last week, shout out to my man Dennis Holmes, the ignorant thinker. We did a slide on quarterbacks the next 2 years that are going to be gone. The Ben Roethlisbergers, the Tom Brady's, the Phillip Rivers, the Drew Breeses, So, enjoy this greatness, because a lot of these guys, 4 or 5 of them, I don't think they're going to be playing professional football in the next couple of years. I think Phillip Rivers goes to his 20 kids and goes home and calls it a day. So, breaking news, and Ace, he kind of gave us a hint on that. I think this is a hell of a move. And I had said it earlier, with some of the awards that are going out, every year, we talk, defensive player of the year, offensive player of the year, offensive rookie, defensive rookie. This is one of those executive of the year type moves. And to me, I don't know, I would really like to know what my Buffalo Bills Mafia people think about this out there. To me, when I saw this move, you know what I immediately thought? John Brown Insurance. John Brown Insurance. That's what, as soon as I saw this, with all of the injuries to John Brown, I'm sure that they would like for him to like to have Kenny Stills and John Brown on the field, and Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley. This is a Cole Beasley. This is a Cole Beasley and John Brown insurance policy, because Cole Beasley in the game on Monday, he came up a little gimpy. I thought he stayed out there too long. They were beating the brakes off of the Patriots, and Cole Beasley's still out there, and then he came up a little gimpy. So yeah, if John Brown, he's been injured. I think he's been out for like 5 weeks. So I don't know what his status is coming back for the playoffs, but hopefully they have him back. So, if not, definitely Kenny Stills, he doesn't get to play this week, but they should have him for the
playoff game.
And by the way, Governor Cuomo has permitted, he's allowing 6,500, 6,700 players, people to go to the game live. So, shout out to Bills Mafia. I think that's great news for them. You haven't seen your team out there, having a home playoff game, and to be able to have some fans up in there, I think that should really help them. So congratulations to them. So definitely. So next we got, speaking of it, we We talked about this on Monday Madness. Me and Dre and Ace and Mookie Hawkins and Dennis. And man, let me tell you something. No, that was Tuesday. That was on a Tuesday show. Let me tell you something. And me and Ace, we had talked about this off the air. And the way that the Bills played this game, you could see that they were trying to take a pound of flesh from the Patriots. They
were making a statement.
They were making it. That was a statement game. It's what I got from that, and you can see in the body language with the way that they were playing. And we just talked about Cole Beasley being out there a little bit longer. They tried to run up the score and embarrass the Patriots. It was like, you've had your run.
Well, how many times have the Patriots done that to the Bills? So,
and I'm just saying, football is cyclical. When you embarrass somebody, and the Patriots have won a division 11 years in a row, and the Bills hadn't really done anything for 20 years until the past couple of years, and it was like we are the new AFC East champions, and from here on out, unless you make some changes, we're the king of the hill, and we'll run it back next year. But this year,
you're the redheaded stepchild.
You're the redheaded stepchild. No offense to Andy Dalton, but yeah, that was a thorough. Some of my football coaches say taking them out to the woodshed and just tearing them up, and that's what they did, and it was a very dominant performance. And I have a feeling when we have our Rocky Blyer award, I ain't going to give it away, but I have a feeling that we're going to see some certain people up in there. So congratulations to the Bills. That was a good statement game, a way to carry the momentum on. So moving on, we didn't have a Thursday night game this week, and there's no Saturday games. It's just straight up everybody plays on Sunday. And then you have Black Monday. Not this Monday. There's going to be some heads that roll.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's going to be a lot. I think there's going to be a lot of head coaches.
We already saw Bill O'Brien get fired. We seen a couple other guys get fired on Monday. I think this Sunday is the end of Adam Gase. I think this is the end for Doug Marrone. I think this is the end for a few coaches. So first game at the 1:00 Eastern game, Atlanta at Tampa Bay.
I think all these games on this weekend are going to all depend on teams who have already solidified their place in the playoffs, sitting their starters. And then you're going to have teams who have nothing to win or lose, who are going to just try to make a statement.
Spoilers. Play the spoiler. And I think Tampa Bay's better than Atlanta, but I would not be surprised.
Baumgart said Adam Gase better be fired after the game. To me, Adam Gase should have been fired. But you know what? What's happened with the Jets? The Jets have been winning games that they shouldn't be winning.
Well, and that right there to be even more reason to fire him.
Exactly. Now they've lost their chance at Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, so look, I keep telling people, and when I say this, sometimes people they laugh, and I'm not an ignorant thinker like Dennis, but I say some stuff sometimes. I do not think that Sam Darnold's a bad quarterback. And I say that, and people I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I just think anybody who gets away from Adam Gase can play better. I really do believe that. And I think if they get an offensive-minded person who's competent, go get him some weapons, go get him some receivers.
I think they are. I think they're so.
Go get him a stud running back. You got some players coming back from the COVID, and I think he's going to be okay. But we'll see. Yeah. But I'm going to go with Atlanta in this game. I don't think you'll see Tom Brady for very long. I don't think you'll see Mike Evans for very long. I don't think you'll see I don't think you'll see Gronk for very long. And I don't know if Leonard Fournette's not playing. I don't think Leonard Fournette's playing in this game. I think Tampa Bay. I think that they're gearing up. They might go out there for a half, see what they can do, because there is some.
I think one quarter. I think you're going to see maybe
quarter. See how it goes. See how it goes. See how it goes, and if so, we'll. But I think you have a 42, 43-year-old starting quarterback, and I just don't see him being out there for very long. There's absolutely nothing to gain. There's absolutely nothing to gain for him. I'm not putting him in harm's way for very long. So I'm going to go with Atlanta on this one, just from, and a lot of the picks that I have this week, it's going to go against the grain. You see here the percentage-wise, 71% chance that Tampa Bay wins this game. And I don't think they're looking at the whole picture. I'm going to go with Atlanta on this one. I'm going to say 21-14 Atlanta. And I would not be surprised if Atlanta put up a whole bunch of points, but I'm just saying that just out of respect. I can see Matty Ice going out there in the last game of the season and putting up 300 yards. He's kind of putting his resume out there for next year, because I don't think that Matt Ryan's going to be with the Falcons next year. So I think he'd like to go out with a bang on this one, and I'm gonna go 21-14 Atlanta.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you look at some of the comments and read some comments. I'm also going to go with Atlanta, only because I think that Tampa Bay may play their starters for the first quarter. I think they let them play maybe the first quarter if something happens, and because they don't have to win this game. I mean, they're solidified in their seeding. They don't have to win. And I'm like you. I think that Matt Ryan is going to be playing to show some of these teams who are going to need a quarterback next year what they can get. And the thing is you know what? None of these football teams, none of these head coaches, none of these team owners are blind. They know what Matt Ryan can do on the field when he has weapons, when he has protection. And I honestly think that Atlanta should fire their whole friggin' coaching staff.
Well, actually today, Raheem Morris, he actually interviewed. He's the interim coach, and I feel like they've been playing better. He interviewed for the full-time for the full-time head coaching job. So I'd like to see him get an opportunity. Maybe he had coached Tampa Bay before. And he's done a pretty good job since they fired their coach. He's been playing. He's been coaching pretty well. So I don't have an issue with that. So yeah, I'm going with Atlanta on that one. Next we have Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Again, another one. I don't expect to see Ben Roethlisberger for very long.
No, he's not playing at all.
He's not playing at all.
He's not playing. Chris Bosworth's out.
T.J. Watt, I don't think he's playing.
He's out. Cam Hayward's out.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's they've already they can't catch Kansas City. So and then you had a great win last week against Indianapolis. So I think Pittsburgh,
and I'm gonna tell you something about what I think is gonna happen after this season.
What's that?
Gone. Our OC is gone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Listen. We started off that game against Indianapolis with Fishner's playing in the second half. I would love to have been a fly on the wall in that locker room, because I know what happened. Ben said, "I'm playing my game in the second half. I am not playing. Don't even try to call a play for me to run in the second half of this game."
Yeah.
That was all Big Ben in that second half.
And I think he deserves that. But
the Browns need to win. I mean, the Browns have to win to get into the playoffs. They could still get into the playoffs if Baltimore lost, but I don't see Baltimore losing on Sunday. So
yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cleveland on this one. I think the Steelers, they've been a little bit banged up, and you haven't had a bye week since week 4. You haven't had a bye. You haven't had a bye week
You
since
really
week.
have one then, if you want to know the truth. I mean, come on.
You know, so you had the early bye week with the whole Tennessee thing. So I mean, you haven't had a bye week in 3.5 months. So I think they sit everybody get ready for next week. I think Cleveland wins this game. I'm going to say 24-14. Mason Rudolph is starting the game, and I'm just going to be honest with you, Ramona. I have no faith in Mason Rudolph. None. Zilch. Nada. None. So I think Cleveland's defense goes
I think
off.
they should turn him loose. I think instead of trying to keep him to the short passing game,
Yeah.
you know he can scramble. So let him scramble out of the pocket. Let him throw the ball down the field. What the hell do they have to lose? The year before, now last year, think about it. Last year they wouldn't let him throw over 20 yards. I watched that kid in college. The kid could throw the ball down the field, but Pittsburgh wouldn't allow him to do it.
Well, the thing is, what he has to lose is his life, because I believe Myles Garrett is screaming off the edge, and I think it's going to be very interesting to see how that goes, because the Browns are playing for their lives, you know. So I think you see the Browns play with a little bit more intensity in this game. So look, what I want is I want to get everybody healthy through this game.
I don't think anybody said trust Ravens. I don't think anybody said that both of them would get in. You said how they going to get in over Baltimore if both teams lose. The Ravens have the head-to-head. Well, the Ravens have the head-to-head. But if the Cleveland Browns beat the Pittsburgh Steelers tomorrow, which is most likely going to happen when you're sitting on your starters, that would actually give but I think Baltimore has to lose for Cleveland to get in, because if Baltimore wins and Cleveland wins on Sunday, Baltimore has the head-to-head over Cleveland. They would have the same record. So at that point, that's when it gets all dicey, because
that's what I'm saying. There's going to be a team that's 10-6 that doesn't go. It's going to just have to slide up.
Right.
We just had to slide up early in there. Indianapolis could not make it. Pittsburgh could not make it. The Browns could not make it. The Ravens could not make it.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, not Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Steelers are in.
The Browns could not make it. The Ravens could not make it. The Colts could not make it. And
Miami is the big. I think Miami is the big game this weekend. They need Miami to lose, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and the whole if Miami's sitting at 5 right now. They're sitting at 5 right now, and so there's 4 or 5 teams. There's going to be a 10-6 team that doesn't make it. That's just what it is. So
yeah, because if I go back,
there's a bunch of there's a bunch of it's going to be tough. So next we got
here it is. Here's the 2020 current NFL playoff picture right here. If you guys missed it from earlier, because they're all discussing it in text.
No, I want you to go back to the teams that might not make it. That slide.
Was that before? Nope. Okay.
The teams that we had this slide up. The teams that.
I think that's levels to this, I believe.
Okay. Well, okay. We'll get to that. So next game we got the Jets at the Patriots.
This is not a shoe-in for the Patriots.
It's not, and the Jets are playing with a lot of
moxie.
They're a lot of moxie. They got a little bit of swagger, man. They got a little bit of swagger, but I also believe that the way that the Patriots got dismantled last week and embarrassed, I just can't see Belichick just going out in the last season of the game with 2 straight losses. I can't see him going out like that. So I'm going to take, in a hard fought game, I'm going to take the Patriots. 20-17 Patriots.
And I'm taking the Jets 21-20.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think it's going to be a hard fight. I just can't see Bill Belichick getting beat up by the Bills and then in the last game of the season losing to the Jets. I just can't see. I can't see that happening. Next game we got Baltimore at Cincy. Look, here's another one. The Ravens got to win this game. It's a division game, and you know what? I love how the NFL has in recent years they've made those division games, the last games of the season division games, because it matters. You know, a lot of these teams that otherwise would have sat players, it's like, you know, there's a division championship on the line. Not,
and you know, I got to think about this. You know, Baltimore fans are hoping that Steelers pull off a win even with sitting their starters. Baltimore fans want Pittsburgh to win against Cleveland, because then they're on. I think that automatically puts Baltimore in and Cleveland out.
Yeah, definitely. So let me see here. Raven says Browns got their safety and linebacker on COVID. Browns defense not that good. A says Myles Garrett was named captain this week. head games towards Rudolph. Yuri says the Browns deserve this win. They haven't been in the playoffs in so long. Raven says, I don't know, buddy. I would not be shocked if Steelers win. BJ Salmon said they need the Bills to win. A says Miami, Colts, Ravens, Browns, Titans. Raven says, I just want us to win. Don't sleep on the Texans. Watson can light up that defense. I agree. Yuri says Dolphins are out, and that's just my opinion. Okay. Kellen says Buffalo not going to lose to Miami in Buffalo. Dalton says Jets 21, Patriots 6. Raven says not to go ahead.
Each game. We didn't slide by no Indianapolis game. We came back in that second half and won, BJ Samuels. If you didn't watch the game, that's your fault.
Raven said not to go ahead, but who to win this Sunday the most, Kyler or Baker? Yuri says Julian Edelman is gone after this game. I think he's going to move on. Raven said I'm done with Cam. Jets by 7.
I can tell you right now, a lot of these guys talking and typing, they sure are glad that Devin Bush and Bud Dupree are out for the season and not coming back. And
definitely. Even though he's not playing, Dalton says Ravens 30-21. BJ Salmon says hell yeah, round 3. No, we just want the Steelers again. Raven says Ravens payback from 3 years ago. Ravens by 14-17.
We didn't come back in the Colts game. We didn't come back in the Colts game in the second half of that game. Boy, you didn't watch that game then.
BJ Sam says boots to asses. Ravens versus Steelers is what I'm talking about. Y'all did come back in the Colts game. So yeah,
we come back in the second half.
I'm actually going. I think Lamar Jackson and them. This is look. This is all hands on deck. I'm taking the Ravens in that game. I'm going to say Ravens. I think Lamar Jackson has a great game, and they run.
We can't play our best, DJ. They're at home recuperating from injuries.
24 to 12 Ravens.
Oh, that's right. We didn't pick, did we? I'll go back. Let's see. I'm going to say they're playing in Cincinnati. Cincinnati has nothing to lose. Baltimore has to win this game because they don't know what's going to happen in the Pitt game and Cleveland game. You better be watching. You better be believing they're going to have that game playing though on that sideline. Them players are going to know exactly what's going on in that Steelers-Browns game.
No doubt.
But I'm taking Baltimore. I think Baltimore. I think they actually, because they're definitely not going to be sitting their starters unless they get a huge big lead in the first half. And then I could see them maybe sitting some starters. But I think Baltimore blows Cincinnati out of the water in the first half of the game.
Yeah, I believe it's get that, get up, by a few scores and then get Lamar out because I need Lamar the next week too. So I don't think I think if they were to get up, I think you could see Lamar sitting out the fourth quarter. Next game we got Miami at Buffalo. I don't think the fans are allowed this week, but they are going to be allowed in that first playoff game. Shout out to Mookie Hawkins for reporting on that. He was one of the first people that broke that. Look, Miami
This
needs
is a
this
division game.
division game. The Buffalo's got everything wrapped up. I don't know if they can move up any further. I don't think they can. No, they're what is Buffalo? They're 2 or 3 right now. Buffalo's at 3, right? Buffalo's at 3. KC's already got everything locked up. So look, I have a wager with Mookie Hawkins that the Bills would not go 6-0 in the division. I don't think Josh Allen plays that long. And look, I believe Buffalo right now, they're playing their best ball. They're playing incredible. We saw what they did to the Patriots last week, but I just don't see Josh Allen being out there that long. I don't see Stephon Diggs being out there that long. Cole Beasley was gimpy in the game against the Steelers. They left him out there a little bit long. I don't know what the status is with John Brown. Kenny still can't play this week. I just think if things are close and it's a hard-hitting game, I could see McDermott sitting these guys.
Well, so here's the deal. Here's another scenario to look at too on this weekend. If the Steelers win this weekend and Buffalo loses to Miami, at that point, Buffalo slips down to 3. Pitt goes to number 2. And I honestly, I think that if Fitzpatrick wasn't out of this game, I could see them using a 2-headed monster in that quarterback spot just to throw Buffalo
like they did last week, where they started.
But I'm telling you, they undoubtedly have not watched Tua play in college, because Tua is a second half quarterback. He's always been a second half quarterback. And I don't understand that. Why did they take him out and in the second half put Fitzpatrick in? I just don't get that. My mind is boggled by that.
Well, I disagree with you on that, Ramona. Fitzpatrick, when he came in, make no mistake about it, I think Tua is going to be a good player, okay? I want to make that known. But the way that Fitzpatrick came into the game and just took over the game, I don't know if Tua wins that game. I just don't. I just don't. I don't see it with the stakes that were on that game, and Fitzpatrick just came in and moved that offense up and down the field.
Well, I'm telling you, you know what? A lot of people don't have a lot nice to say about Fitzpatrick. But one thing about it, he's got some moxie.
Oh yeah, he does, and you can see that when he came in. He was in complete control of that offense, and I don't think that Tua. I think he can. I think he's going to be a star. I believe that. To me, he has the pedigree, but right now, Fitz is. I'm gonna give a reference for all those people out there. Brian Fitz is Cap Rooney from Any Given Sunday. And Tua is Willie Beeman. And I'll just leave that out there for the people who watch. That's one of my favorite movies. I love
that movie.
That's what it is. Fitzpatrick is Cap Rooney, and Tua is Willie Beeman. And he's the cool young kid that's coming in. But you got this guy that has the moxie, who's seen everything. And I think they really could have used him this week. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. And like I said, a lot of these are game time decisions as far as players that are going to actually play. Like I said, I don't know how long Steph Diggs is going to be out there. I don't know how long I don't know if John Brown is playing. I don't know how long Cole Beasley is going to be out there. And Kenny Stills is not eligible to play this week. And I think the Dolphins go all out. I think it's a hard-fought game, and I think Miami wins this game not because Miami's better than Buffalo. I just think that Miami is fighting for their playoff lives. And when you're facing desperation, when you're facing desperation and elimination from the playoffs, you play a little bit better. So I'm going to go 24-21, 24-21 Miami.
You took my score. I think it all rests on, because Buffalo hasn't announced who's playing and who isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just their strategy. They haven't said. I don't think they've got anything in. So I think it's going to be a lot like Tampa Bay. I think you're going to see maybe Josh Allen and Diggs out there for the first quarter.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be out there.
I don't think they'll be out there the whole game. They don't want to take a chance. They do not want to take a chance of losing one of their starters, one of their star players.
And we saw that's just to add a little something. We saw what that Miami defense ain't no joke, man. That Miami defense, and we saw what they did to Patrick Mahomes. For most of the day, they had Patrick Mahomes flustered, and they're playing. If they lose this game, they're probably not going to the playoffs. So you're going to see Miami flying around. You know, the Bills, they've already won the division. They already got their ticket punched. I just don't see their starters being out there. And, you know, knock on wood, I'm not hoping for injury to anybody. I want to make that known. Knock on wood, I'm not wishing injury on anybody. When you have a team who's desperate like Miami, who's fighting to get into the playoffs, they're going to be flying around, and I do not want my young stud quarterback. I do not want my star wide receiver out there any longer than they have to be.
Right.
Because what I need is for you next week, when we have a home playoff game with 6,700 people,
going lights out,
going outside, jumping off of tables and all of that. I don't need Josh Allen getting nicked up or Steph Diggs rolling his ankle or anything like that. I need, if things seem like they're getting out of hand, I'm pulling my guys and I'm sitting them. That's just me though. So I'm taking Miami 24-21 just because I think Miami's desperate and they want to get into the playoffs.
Right. And I'm gonna go with I'll go the same. I think Miami wins this game only out of desperation of trying to make it to the playoffs.
And I win my jersey.
And if Fitzpatrick was healthy, I really think at that point that Miami wins. But you know, it's not like Buffalo couldn't play them the first quarter, have a pretty decent lead, take them out, and if something happened in the third, fourth quarter, they could always put them back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yuri says Patriots and Jets are like trash bowl to me at this point. The Jets aren't good, and we don't have anything to play for. Raven says Steelers showed me some dog in post-COVID Lamar on a roll. Let's see here. No quarterback, no running back. BJ Samuels. They still got their defense though. Dalton says Bills 27-17. Yuri says Bills. Raven says Miami by 3. This is a Tua moment. Fitz is out with COVID. Tua has tough tests in cold weather. Raven said, if it's all on Tua and Buffalo didn't announce who was and who wasn't playing. Next game, we got Dallas at the Giants. Look, man, I didn't want Dallas to keep winning all these damn games. I've been saying that for weeks. I think Andy Dalton's finally kind of getting his feet under him. I like what I see. I like Trayvon Diggs, Steph's brother, the cornerback out of Alabama. I like this kid. I think he's going to be a star. You're seeing Randy Gregory pick it up. DeMarcus Lawrence is picking it up. The offense, these wide receivers. Last week it was Gallup galloping down the field. They got an opportunity for 3 1,000-yard receivers. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Andy Dalton's finding targets down the field. And Dallas wins this game. You know, it's not a guarantee that they're in because the winner of the Washington and Philly game, that's going to determine if Washington wins that game. It won't matter. But Dallas, handles their business. Mike McCarthy, all these people that are telling me that Mike McCarthy was trash. You're starting to see. I mean, the man's up there with a backup quarterback. Playing good ball. They're moving the ball. Andy Dalton's using these receivers, and I'm going to go with Dallas on here. I think it's a hard-fought game. NFC title on the line. New York Giants, if they win, they have an opportunity. If Washington lose that game, so either one of these teams, that they're going to be, whoever the winner is, they're going to be watching whoever wins that Washington and Philly game later on in the day. So I'm going to go with Dallas in this one. I think it's a close game, and I'm going to say 24-21 Dallas.
I'm going to go Dallas. I think it's going to be like 28-24 Dallas.
28-24
I'm
Dallas.
going to go with Dallas as well. Ohio State is whooping Clemson 35-14. So that's all right, Mookie. You know who you got to play next, right? Got to play my Bama. Roll Tide, baby.
Welcome to the show, Mook.
Let's see here.
Hey, Mook.
Bills beat Miami with their second string. I'm sorry, but I don't know that you beat Miami with your second string. I think they better be prepared to play Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. It's not a game that you got to win, but yeah, I understand it's a conference game. You hate losing conference games, but do you really take the chance of leaving your starting quarterback and your starting receiver? And I just don't see you. I don't see you doing that. I just don't. But yeah, maybe that's all right. Like I said, Mookie, who do y'all got to play? Who's Clemson or Ohio State got to play next weekend? Don't they have to play Bama?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
So
good luck with that one.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on, next game we got Minnesota versus Detroit. I think this might be Matthew Stafford's last game with Detroit. I believe that.
You think
Detroit
he retires or just?
No, I think he's another one. I can see.
He's not a free agent after this year.
I think they trade him because of his contract, and just I think he needs a fresh start because.
Well, any out of Detroit, any decent player playing in Detroit right now needs out of Detroit.
That might be another option for the Patriots to go get a guy like Matthew Stafford. To get a guy like
I don't know with the injuries he's had. I just don't see him getting Matthew Stafford. I really don't see him getting a job anywhere else in the NFL right now because of the injuries he has suffered.
Well, he can still sling the ball, and he just.
Yeah, but you gotta have an offensive line to protect him.
Yeah, exactly.
That kid's gonna have to have some protection because now,
Definitely. I'm going with Minnesota in that one. I think Minnesota. I think Kirk Cousins throws it around. Dalvin Cook isn't playing, so but I think that you see. I think you see Justin Jefferson and Thielen have good games, and
neither team's playing for anything except for
Yeah, it's just some of it's just a pride game. So I'm going with Minnesota. I'll say Minnesota 27-18.
Okay, I'm taking Detroit.
You taking Detroit in this one?
I'm taking Detroit. I think it's going to be like 21-18 Detroit.
21-18. Okay, sounds good. Raven says Vikings in a rout. Dalton says Vikings 27-10. Dalvin Cook is not playing Sunday. Prayers for his family. Dalton says, is this Mike Zimmer's final game as Vikings head coach? And damn, Stafford got another 2 more years. Here's another one. I think this is the blowout of the week right here. Number one, Jacksonville They have the number one pick. And Indy's actually fighting for their playoff lives to get in. We talked about one of those teams trying to get in one of those slots, that number 7 slot. I think that Indy blows out Jacksonville. I'm going to say.
You're taking my words from me.
How about this? Destroys, annihilates. Is that better? I'll use another word.
I don't think they destroy them. I don't think they destroy them. I think they beat them, but I think it's going to be like 28-18, 28-21, something like that. But Jacksonville, I know, has got like a couple of starters that aren't playing this coming weekend either.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and Indianapolis is going to be, and I think Indianapolis is pissed off after losing to the Steelers last week. So I could see Indy running up the score. I'm going to say 35. I'm going to say 35-12. 35-12. Indy.
I think Indy wins quite handedly.
Yeah, too, I think they beat. I think they.
I'm thinking 28-21, 28-18, something like that. So.
Next game we got Tennessee and Houston. I think we see a lot of Tennessee's another team fighting for one of those playoff spots. But I think that Deshaun Watson goes out there and really puts on a show. Just out of pride. We got somebody up. Who we got? We got somebody up in here. We got the professional. We got Mookie Hawkins, Bills beat writer. Mookie Hawkins up in the house. What for sports? What's going on, Mook? Turn your mic on, fam. There you go.
What's up? What's good?
What's going on, baby?
Good to see you.
Hi, Ramona.
Hi, darling.
Is there something that we said? Is there something we said? You jumped in here real fast. You know you always got an open invitation to come on to the Alpha.
You know what it is. It was me running my mouth about who Ohio State has to play next week.
We'll get to that. Make sure y'all tune in. Mookie Hawkins, one of my favorite people. We go back and forth. One of my favorite people in the Rise Up family. You can catch him on the Bills Early Morning Show on Sunday with the Rise Up family with Andre the Torch Robinson, and you can also catch him with Waffle Sports. This guy, he's rubbing elbows with Josh Allen and the coach and everybody, man. So I need your take on the game. We already covered the game, but we'll jump back for it just because it's you. What's your thoughts on this Dolphins Bills game? And also, I really want to know your opinion on Governor Cuomo allowing you all to have 6,700 in your first home playoff game. What's your thoughts on that?
What you want first? Let's address the fan situation. It's about time, I mean that the Bills do have, one of the best fan bases in the NFL.
And I'd like to do a shout out real quick to Devon Stanfield, who is watching right now. And did I miss the push-ups last week?
No, if the professional wants to come up in here, and if the professional want to jump in here, he can jump in here. He can give me my 50 push-ups tonight. He can give me my 50 push-ups tonight if he wants to jump up in here.
And I'm sorry, Mookie. I shouldn't have interrupted you. That was really rude.
Go ahead, Mook.
Yeah, I mean, it's about time, but they was just being real cautious due to the fact that when this first arose with COVID and stuff like that, New York was one of the, states that was, it was high, very high, so, Cuomo was very cautious in reference to that. And, they went over the protocols and procedures to make sure that, everything will be okay in reference to testing. You have to test 72 hours before game day. So, everybody have to test. I have to retest over. I'm going on Monday, actually. And everybody that's going to be in the building for playoffs have to get tested. And so those are the procedures of it. About 6,200 to be in the stands, and then the rest will be sprinkled along the suites and stuff like that. And they'll get the opportunity to see the Bills play. I'm gonna say the Indianapolis Colts next week. But
nice.
To answer that question, I mean, where do y'all see Miami beating the Bills at? I mean,
it's not.
Let me give you some options. Where do y'all see Miami beating the Bills? Is it their passing game or their run game?
My thing is, if it's me and you have more insight, I would defer to you as far as this. You talk to Coach. You talk to the coach. You talk to Coach McDermott. I'm not putting my franchise quarterback in harm's way any longer than I have to. Miami's fighting for a playoff spot. If Miami loses this game, they're out of the playoffs. Okay, you've already punched your ticket. You've already got your division. You've already got your division chip. I am not leaving Josh Allen, Steph Diggs, or anybody like that out there any longer than what I have to. I'm just not doing it. We saw that Miami defense is no joke. We saw them stifle Pat Mahomes. A couple of weeks, and because they're fighting for their playoff lives, I think they come out with more of a sense of desperation. I don't believe that the Miami Dolphins are better than the Buffalo Bills. And me and you, we've been talking about this for months. I gave you this scenario. during the draft and at the beginning of the season. I don't care just as long as they don't go 6-0, but I don't think that they're going to go. I don't see the Bills leaving Josh Allen out there to play the whole game, and with the Dolphins defense screaming around, and that defense is legit.
Who said it's going to take the whole game? Like, who said it's going to take the whole game, Marcus? This is what y'all think. This is where everybody just forget that Miami's going to play with a chip on their shoulder because they got a lot to play for, and they're going to beat the Bills on that reason. Okay.
Well, no, but we're not talking about. Well, listen, wait a minute. You got to understand, and you may have missed this earlier when we were talking about it. Only because in my mind's eye, I kind of agree with Marcus on the fact that I'm not going to have Josh Allen and Diggs. Beasley's not playing this weekend. We don't know about John Brown. Is he playing this weekend? I don't know. But are you going to leave these key starters out there more than one quarter? I mean, get out there, jump up, get you a pretty good lead, take these guys out, set them. In the third or fourth quarter, if something happens and Miami looks like they're going to beat you, you could always put them back in, but you still take that chance of losing a player in the play, and them not making it to the playoffs. So this is the premise that we're thinking of. Right. We're not thinking, because we know Buffalo is a much better team than Miami. We know that. Yes. But Miami is playing for a playoff spot, and you're already there.
Right. They're not gonna play the whole game, but at the end of the day, I tell you what, you're gonna see you're gonna see the starters out there for a quarter. And my thing is this. Well, Josh has 40 yards away for breaking Jim Kelly's single season passing record. All right, he's going to get that probably in the first 2-3 throws. The Bills are going to run the points up. If Josh Allen plays a quarter, look for Josh Allen to throw at least 20 times. The Bills might jump out to a 14-point lead, and we know that the Dolphins cannot come back with Tua. We know the Dolphins.
You do recall Miami defense having 3 interceptions against Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes.
Are you going to keep interrupting me, or are you going to let me finish what I'm saying, Ramona?
Well, I mean, are
you going to let me finish what I got to say? We ain't talking about Kansas City.
As you mentioned certain things.
Yeah, but we're not. But you can't interrupt me when I'm trying to finish.
All right, go ahead. You go ahead, and then I'll ask you my.
I mean, okay. So, no Fitzmagic is going to happen this Sunday. All right, that's over. So, okay, hypothetically, we talking hypotheticals. Okay, we talking hypotheticals. Bills come up, rack up 14 points or whatever. But we're citing that we keep talking about, to your point, you want to keep talking about what they did against Kansas City and all that stuff. What did we do against them? Everybody keep forgetting, Josh. What you mean? We threw for 417 yards against that same defense you're talking about. So, I mean, so with that being said, they're not gonna alter what they do. Miami do have one of the best defenses in the NFL, but guess what? We have one of the best offenses in the NFL. So the same result is gonna happen. They're gonna leave Diggs one-on-one with whomever, and that's gonna be cooked food. They're gonna leave Gabe Davis one-on-one with whoever. Smoke Brown will play, by the way. He will play, and I don't think Tua got it in him. You think Tua's going to throw for 300 yards to beat the Buffalo Bills? Tua only averaged 160 yards per game. He don't have it in him. All right. So their running game is not going to just rock off these miraculous yards against our defense. So I don't understand where y'all just say that Miami has a lot to play for and the Bills don't have a lot to play for, which they're really trying to lock up that 2 seed. All right. They understand that Pittsburgh is not playing Big Ben, but the Bills is not buying into that. They want to make sure they have that 2 seed locked up. And, then, Coach McDermott is going to start pulling players and do what he needs to do. But the game plan is to win the game at all costs. All right. So, I mean, I'm quite sure they're going to be a little leery on how, the pitch count on how to do with the starters with Josh Allen and all that. But that first quarter, they looking to be the most aggressive team in the first quarter and pretty much blow Miami out of the water. Tua's going to have to come back. He's not going to have that in him. He's going to be limited. They're going to expose him with his left hand because predominantly all his throws is going on the left side. The Bills are quite aware of that. So all that stuff y'all want to keep giving Tua credit for, that's something he hasn't earned yet, is going to come to an abrupt end on Sunday. All right?
I'm not giving Tua any credit. I'm saying Tua is a decent quarterback, and I have said even at the beginning of when we were talking that if Fitzpatrick was out there not sick, then I really think that there would be more danger of you guys losing this game. And I don't think offensively is where you're going to have to worry about. What I think is defensively, I think if they intercept, well,
we got to worry about.
You can let me finish. I stopped and I quit talking. Let me finish. My point is Miami's defense had 3 interceptions against Patrick Mahomes, who doesn't throw interceptions. So, and Miami's defense is well known of hitting quarterbacks and making them fumble. So, and we know Josh Allen has a problem with fumbling the football. Who's your backup quarterback if you take Josh Allen out?
Fumbled the ball.
Matt Barkley.
Here we go.
Who's your backup quarterback?
It's a hypothetical.
Okay, so
when the last time Josh Allen turned over the football? When last time Josh Allen fumbled the football?
2 games? Wasn't it 2 games ago? He had a fumble 2 games ago.
Did he lose the fumble? Did he lose it?
I don't think he lost it.
Okay, yeah. So let's talk about fumbles he lost. Everybody fumbles the ball. Let's talk about fumbles he lost. How many interceptions Josh Allen thrown in the past 4 games?
Well, how many had Patrick Mahomes thrown before the?
How many? I'm talking Josh Allen. I ain't talking Pat Mahomes. How many interceptions Josh Allen thrown in the past 4 games?
I don't think he's one.
Right. So where's all this stuff coming from? Where y'all think that Josh Allen is going to fumble the ball against Miami because they got a top defense? Let me repeat this again to you, Rhonda. Let me repeat this again.
Until he played Miami.
We torched Miami for 417 yards. What do you think is going to happen again to the same team?
I understand this, but you're not going to play your starters the whole game. You just said so yourself.
Right. That's all we need. Look, Miami is not that good. All right. Their defense is good, but the team is not that good. All right. Let's make myself perfectly clear. The team is not that good. Okay. Y'all giving this team so much credit for what? I mean, so last year when the Bills was on this run, so the Miami Dolphins of this year is better than the last year's Bills team. And I'm going to wait on that. Because y'all show riding the Miami Dolphins wave.
Not at all.
So wonderfully instead of, y'all was dogging the Bills last year.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. I'm calling time out right now because I've never dogged the Bills one time. You've never heard me dog your damn Buffalo Bills. Never.
But y'all giving Miami a lot of credit this year, and they not better than the last year Bills.
Look,
that's my point.
I didn't say they were better than. Who cares if they were better than Buffalo last year? I don't think they are.
Y'all praising Miami.
I don't think Miami's better than Buffalo last year, but I think that Tua and that defense is playing much better this year than what Miami played last year. And I think that we saw what Miami's defense did to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh my God.
And how many interceptions had?
Why do you keep on Kansas City? Why do you refer everything back to Kansas City?
And Josh Allen had 9 fumbles.
All right, okay. Well, then let's talk about
and
the Bills
lost
in
6
Kansas
of them.
City. Let's talk about the Bills in Kansas City. As soft and as ugly as we played, the Bills still had a chance to win the game late in the game. Nobody want to talk about that. Everybody want to just keep using how teams play against Kansas City. You can't.
Hang on. You can't have goalpost. You can't have it both ways. We almost.
It's not both ways. Y'all keep using Kansas City. I'm talking about the Bills.
I come from the same school.
Talking about Kansas City.
Hang on, Mook. I come from the same school as Shannon Sharp. Okay, my restaurant serves 2 things. Okay, cold dubs or hot ales. That's what my menu consists. Did you win the game? Yes or no? I told you before, I don't do hypotheticals. We played this and we played really hard and we had a chance and you lost at the end of the game. You caught a hot ale. That's what you caught. So we had a chance
just like
to beat
Miami did too. Just like Miami did too.
I got you.
Kansas City too.
Okay, I got you.
How long ago was that game? Why did you keep riding on that one game? Like
I'm just saying, I'm using a pattern. Just like you said, did you have an opportunity to? You had an opportunity to beat the Cardinals too, right? But in the end, when it was all zeros at the end, you lost the game. I don't deal with moral victories. On this show, we don't do. Well, we had a chance to beat them. You lost at the end.
So okay, tell me how the Dolphins is going to beat the Bills.
Y'all see,
we're not turning the ball over.
That's what they do best.
How they going to do what?
I'll say this one more time. I'll say it one more. I don't think that the Miami Dolphins are better than the Buffalo Bills. I said at the beginning of this whole conversation. I don't think the Miami Dolphins at this stage right now are better than the Buffalo Bills.
Neither do I.
I believe that it's going to be a very hotly contested game. And the first hit that Josh Allen takes, and he will get hit in this game.
The first get hit every game. He can hit every game, man. Let's
I'm just saying every game. But what I'm saying,
y'all make you seem like Miami gonna hit Ireland or something.
I'm not leaving my star quarterback. I'm not leaving my star quarterback out there with a ferocious division rival when I'm already
a ferocious D. Oh my goodness, really?
I'm just not leaving him out there.
Bro. Just stop. Now they just so ferocious now. Really? They had a hustle on a prayer against the Raiders.
Didn't you just?
What was so ferocious about that? What was so ferocious about that?
Miami's defense
was stop the Raiders' offense. As horrible as the Raiders' offense was, they couldn't stop them. So what makes you think that they're just because the Bills is not going to play certain players? Well, let me tell you,
the Raiders.
The Bills is going to show everybody how deep of a team they is when they beat Miami with half they ones and half they twos on Sunday. Tell you that right now.
And you know what? The invitation still stands next week. We gotta move. Can you stay with us for the rest of the show and help us with these picks?
We got Kenny Stills next week. So
I know that.
I got Kenny Stills next week.
We gotta move on.
We gotta move on.
We got about 35 minutes left. So
the next game we got. The next game we got Saints at Carolina. We got the Saints at Carolina for the next game.
No, we didn't pick this one yet. Tennessee, Houston, real quick.
Tennessee, Houston. I'm going Tennessee 21-18. I think the Texans play hard, Deshaun Watson, but I just think that he's going to put up a valiant effort. But I think Tennessee, another team who's desperate, fighting for a playoff spot, I think they go out there and get the job done.
All right, I'm taking Tennessee, but I think Derrick Henry will probably have a $150 on Houston. Houston can't stop the run.
No,
Houston
they can't.
Can't stop a nosebleed. So I think you're going to see him with about 3 touchdowns.
No Kamara neither.
Let's see, 21. I want to say 28, 28-18.
2018. Okay. Yeah. Who you got in the Tennessee-Houston game, Mook?
The Tennessee-Houston
game? Tennessee-Houston.
I mean, the popular choice is Tennessee. But I don't know. Last game, it's at Houston. J.J. Watt, they cussed the whole team out. Maybe they come out and play for a little something. Who knows? But I'll say Tennessee will edge them. You know what I mean? Tennessee will still come away with the edge.
Okay. Next game, we got Saints at Carolina. No Alvin Kamara. Another team. I see a division game. Same scenario. We keep seeing the same narrative. The Saints. You're already not going to see Alvin Kamara. I don't know how much Drew Brees you'll see. I don't know how much Drew Brees you'll see. And I'm going to go with Carolina on here real quick. Carolina 23-17. Just because the Saints don't put anybody out there either for very long.
I'm taking the Saints still. I still think the Saints are going to beat Carolina. I think it's going to be like 24-21 Saints.
Okay. Mook, who you got? Saints, Carolina?
Where are they at? New Orleans or Carolina?
He's out. Mike Davis is out too. So
Mike Davis out too?
Davis and CMC both are out.
Ooh. That's tough. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Saints right there. Latavius Murray will have 100 yards on Sunday.
Okay. Next game, Raiders-Broncos. Again, the Raiders, they stunk it up last week. But I think you see –
He's playing for anything, really.
Yeah.
The Raiders been stinking it up the past 7 weeks. Have they? They won the game. Really. They barely got by the Jets.
Yeah.
Gruden should be fired.
I got a little bit of faith in John Gruden, but I would not be surprised the Broncos.
Faith in John Gruden? I don't have no faith in him. He should have been fired a long time ago or gave those play calling duties to somebody else. How you getting paid $10 million a year and you can't even look? If you're supposed to be so much of an offensive guru, the Raiders struggle so much inside the red zone and in short yardage situations. You can't come up with a right play call inside the 20. You're supposed to be the great John Gruden, Mr. Monday Night Football. Get your butt back up in the booth for that $10 million a year.
Spotted two wide banana. He spotted 2 wide banana. I think the biggest mistake that the Raiders made. I was talking about this to Donovan Samuels. That Henry Ruggs pick was the wrong pick.
Yeah, they messed the draft up with that. CeeDee Lamb was supposed to go there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Or the cornerback.
Yeah,
they took the cornerback.
They had two.
I'm going to take Denver because it's at Mile High. They're division rivals, and I don't trust. I really think that Denver can actually move the ball and score against the Raiders defense. So I'm taking Denver 28-20 or 24-21 Denver.
Okay. Next game, we got Green Bay at Bears. Another game. Teams got things locked up, and you're facing a division rival.
Green Bay.
I'm not having Aaron Rodgers out there that long.
Packers don't have it locked up. You got to look at the other teams out there who are trying to get into the playoffs. If they win and Green Bay loses, then there's a 3-way tie.
Yeah.
Then you're going to have to go to head-to-head. So Green Bay can't afford to lose this game.
Well, I'm saying
the one seed. If it's a 3-way tie, then it go to conference record.
Yeah, exactly. I don't expect to see a whole bunch of Aaron Rodgers. I don't expect to see a whole bunch of Devontae Adams. I don't expect to see a whole bunch of Aaron Jones. I think Green Bay goes out there. I think it's kind of the same narrative with Buffalo. We're going to get these guys out there. We're going to try to get an early lead, and then I'm getting everybody off the field because I need you. Well, with Green Bay, they got that. They're sitting at that number one spot, so they would have a bye week. So, but I'm not.
They got to win to keep it.
Well, exactly. But I'm saying, like, I'm trying to get an early lead, and I'm trying to get my guys out of there.
You ain't gonna do that against the Bears, bro. Yeah, that early league stuff is out of the way.
Those division games. But I'm gonna go with Green Bay. I think it's a close game. I think Mitchell Trubisky, as much as trash as I think he is, I think he has a good game. You know, trying to put a little confidence out there, a little bit of good film out there. But I'm going to go with 27-24 Green Bay.
Mitchell Trubisky. Ramona, is Ramona go? Ramona go. Did she do it?
She got.
No, I'm here. Hold on. I'm taking the Packers. I still think they're going to win. I think they're going to play at least probably the first half, depending on what happens at that point. I think it's going to be 28-21 Green Bay. I think they have to still win this game.
I'm going to take the Chicago Bears, even if Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams played the whole game. The Chicago Bears will win. The Chicago Bears will beat the Green Bay Packers 31-20.
Oh wow, that's
Mitchell Trubisky is going to damn near throw for 300, and he's not going nowhere, by the way. You know what I mean? So,
let me see here. Raven says nothing worse than a coulda, woulda. Just like Josh Allen should be the MVP, but it's going to go to A-Rod. Dennis Holmes said it's been a long time since a MVP won the Super Bowl. Raven says Saints, Texans. Dalton says Saints 24-13. Dalton says no CMC and no Mike Davis. Dalton says Broncos 21-17. I don't trust Raiders defense. Raven says Broncos.
I just don't
Dennis
trust
says that was the wrong pick. I think he's talking about the Henry Rugg pick. I totally agree. Melissa Bowden says Denver. Raven says Gordon runs wild. Dalton says I'm taking Bears 28-23, so it helps my team out. Raven says Packers. I mean, Rodgers locked up the MVP, but they need this game. Saints can move up. A says Chicago will win. A says Trubisky has been on a roll as of late. As a Saints fan, need Bears to win. And Raven says Bears not winning, but Mitch can get off on that defense. So next game we have LA Chargers at KC. Another game. KC has the number one seed locked up. That nothing changes with that. No Patrick Mahomes, no Travis Kelce. I don't expect to see a whole bunch of. I don't expect to see Le'Veon Bell.
Even there. No.
I don't think Le'Veon Bell will play. So again, I expect the Chargers to win this game. I expect a guy like Eckler to go off, and you'll probably see Herbert throw the ball all over the field. I'm going to go with the Chargers. I'll say 24-10 Chargers.
Yeah, I think you're close. I think I don't know that they score that many points. I think it's going to be more like 18-10, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they playing at?
They're playing in KC.
And they're playing no starters. They are playing no starters.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Chargers. I'm gonna say Chargers win that game 26-17.
26-17. Okay.
So no Pat Mahomes. So is Miller the quarterback? Moore or whatever his name is?
I don't know.
Chase Daniels ain't the quarterback there no more, is he?
I don't know who the hell their backup quarterback is, but I think the Chargers going to put it on them. I think they're trying to play for Anthony Lynn's job. Next game, we got Seattle, San Francisco. Seattle is playing for something. I expect Russ to go out there. San Francisco, their quarterback situation is absolutely terrible. I know it's a division game, but I fully expect Seattle to win this game. Defensive struggle, but I think Russ shows up. I'm going to say 28-14. 28-14 Seattle.
Is Mostert playing? Mostert, he's back and healthy?
Mostert, I don't think Mostert's on IR. He's out for the rest of the year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's out for the rest of the year.
You know what? San Francisco hates Seattle. I mean, division. Come on. They know Seattle is vying for more. And I just think 49ers are going to win this game. With
CJ Beathard. With CJ Beathard,
they're in San Francisco, and I think they're going to win it. I have this feeling, and you know how I get those little feelings sometimes. But yeah, I have a feeling they're going to win this game.
Okay.
I'm going to say 21-18.
Okay.
San Francisco does have a defense, and Seattle's defense absolutely sucks.
They do. They really do. Raven says the backup with KC is Chad Henne.
Oh, well, Chad Henne ain't bad, so. All right. Next.
You got moved. Is that D Stamp? We got D Stampfield and we got the professional in the house.
Excuse me.
What's going on, brother? Happy New Year to you. So I need to know something real quick because I like to get clarity with things. Are you ready to concede here on the Alphabets Football Show with the Rise Up family and the OnPoint Network that Josh Allen's a better quarterback than Mitchell Trubisky? Are you ready to concede that?
First of all, Happy New Year to you too. Second of all, no. I came. You know why I'm here. I'm on my Marshawn Lynch. I came on here for one reason. I'm sure you've already received your fucking Cash App. Excuse me for the profanity, Ramona. I apologize.
This is a network show.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So you've already received your Cash App. I came over here for two reasons. Number one, shout out to Mookie Hawkins. He was right about the clean sweep of the AFC East, for being obviously pending whether Buffalo actually plays their starters or whatever. But
don't give him that type of encouragement.
No. I am not one to shy away when I'm wrong. So if I'm wrong, I'm gonna admit when I'm wrong.
Are we gonna see 50 push-ups?
Yes, we about to this. You know why I'm here. Stop playing with me.
We will hold that for the very end of the show.
Oh, I gotta stay on the show? Jesus Christ.
Can you stick around? We're nearly done with the picks.
You don't often stay with us on the show, so come on.
All right.
Stay with us. Let's finish up these picks.
Who you got for San Francisco, Seattle, Mookie?
I'm taking Seattle. If they win, I think they have number one seed implications. I'm not sure if Richard Sherman is going to be out there. I don't know if anybody can check DK Metcalf. I keep saying DK Metcalf.
Taylor Ramsey can.
Yeah, it's the only one. And, Jeff Wilson is a solid back. He had 190 yards last game, but I think that's all they got in the tank. So I'm gonna take Seattle edge that because they do have a lot to play for. They would want to have that first round bye.
All right, who you got?
Go ahead, D Stanfield. Who you got? Seattle, San Francisco.
I'm still trying to think on this. I'm gonna say Seattle. Yeah, I'm gonna say Seattle only because I feel like number one, they probably want it more, and number two, they seem to have had San Francisco's number no matter when they play them. So it just seems as though
even when they had their quarterback,
right? Even when they had the bum Giracolo or whatever his name is. Who Mitchell Trubisky's also better than. So So that being said, yeah, I'm gonna go with Seattle.
All right, so we got Arizona at LA Rams. I myself, I'm taking the Rams. I think that score is going to be like 20, because that 28-24. I think it's going to be close, but I think Rams pull it off because of their defense.
And I also believe that Aaron Donald jumps ahead in the sacks total over TJ Watt in this game.
You're
the best,
so cool. Only because TJ's not playing this weekend. Shut up. And you know what? He's got to have more than two. He's got to have more than two.
13. What does TJ have? 15?
15.
Okay. I'm taking the Rams also. No Jared Goff in this game. So I think Blake Bortles is a backup over there, I believe Blake Bortles.
I'm changing my pick. I'm going back to Arizona. I did not know Jared Goff wasn't playing. Sorry. I have no faith in Blake Bortles.
Don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure, but I think Blake Bortles is the backup with the Rams.
Oh, that's awful.
Oh my God.
Mook, who you got? Rams cards.
I'm going with Arizona.
Okay. And then last game.
Wait a minute. What about D? Who you got in this game?
I was going with Arizona regardless whether Goff was playing or not, because I just feel like the way that Kyler Murray played last week, he's due for a big game. And
their defense is just horrible though, and I didn't realize it.
A says no Goff, Akers, Cup, also no Kyler Murray.
Yeah, the thing for I knew Kyler wasn't playing this week, but
Kyler said he was, but he ain't playing. He said he was playing no matter what.
That's what Ace just put in the comment section.
Kyler said he wants to play, but didn't they lock up a playoff spot?
No, they didn't lock up the playoff spot. They got to win to lock it in. Even if Chicago win, they still can get in. Arizona still can get in. It's some crazy way they still can get in. So they got something to play for. Week 17 is still a lot of playoff implications. It's just not nobody. Only team that has them locked up is Kansas City. Everything else is still a free fall.
Kyler play, I'm going
and all that stuff.
Yeah, if Kyler play, I'm going with Arizona. If Kyler don't play, I would be hard pressed not to go with the Rams, only because, I mean, like Marcus always say, you still got Aaron Donald to deal with. So, the Cooper Cup. I know I'm hard on Cooper Cup, man, but the Cooper Cup loss was big. It's huge. It's huge, man. You got a guy who when he's on the steroids, he can stretch the field. Oh, my bad. Did I say that out loud? Damn, my bad. I'm sorry. You got a guy who can strategically stretch the field when he has mismatches. He's a tall, big guy. He's a strong.
And Kyler is playing. I just read in the comments.
Okay, so Kyler is playing. So yeah, I'm going with Arizona.
Yeah. And Ace says the backup is Wolford. I've never heard of him.
Yeah, tell Ace he's been wrong all week this week, so he needs to stop talking until the show's over.
All right, so Sunday night game, we have the Washington football team and the Philadelphia Eagles. And if I'm not mistaken, aren't both of these guys playing for a playoff spot?
Who's starting for Washington? Humpty Dumpty?
The Eagles already been eliminated. The Eagles have been eliminated.
That's right. Dallas did that last weekend.
Dallas, the Giants, and the Washington football team. If the Giants win, and the Washington football team loses, the Giants win the division. If the Cowboys win and the Washington football team loses, the Cowboys win the division. And no matter who wins that early game, if Washington wins, they win the division.
Okay.
Hey, who is starting at quarterback for Washington? Is it Alex Humpty Dumpty Smith?
Alex Smith is starting. Alex Smith is starting.
So Humpty Dumpty is starting for the Washington football team.
And Jalen Hurts is not playing. I don't think, is he?
I don't think he is he? Is Jalen Hurts playing? I don't think he's playing.
All right, Guinness was in the Deer, so I'm waiting to see.
I think he's playing.
Hey, Marcus, I got a question for you.
Yes.
I got a legit.
Get
I got
out
a
of here.
legit question
They
for you,
giving them
Marcus.
this? Wow. Get out of here.
What? You watching the Clemson game?
What you got, D?
I got a legit question for you.
Hurts.
They
He
just
is
gave him
playing.
a touchdown.
Alvin Kamara just literally got caught doing the exact same shit that Dwayne Haskins did. Is Alvin Kamara about to get released?
Never.
No.
No.
Why?
It's
They both
like
black.
it's like Jimmy Johnson's. It's like Jimmy Johnson said.
Oh, he
back
down.
in the
He
day.
went down.
He says, I treat everybody fairly, but I do not treat everybody the same.
Exactly.
But they're both
Michael
black.
Irvin.
They're
Listen,
both
and
black.
Michael Irvin was proof of that.
Yes.
This is true.
I treat everybody fairly, but I do not treat everybody the same.
But Marcus, they're both black. They're both black.
Well, here's the thing. It's different when you're look, I hold a quarterback who's who's supposed to be the face of my franchise, as compared to a running back. I hold them to two different standards.
And Dennis
You are the
is playing.
You are the quarterback of my team. You're supposed to be the face of my franchise, and if you can't conduct yourself a certain way, I can't have you. So that's all the picks, guys. Next thing.
Did y'all pick the Green Bay game?
Yes, we already picked that. We'll come back to it.
I'm picking Chicago.
Okay. So the next thing we have, your favorite part of the show. There's levels to this. I tell y'all that all the time. There's levels to this. And we were talking about all these teams that could miss the playoffs. So we were talking about, the Titans, the Browns, the Ravens, the Colts. So there's still a lot of stuff to play for.
And we know Mookie is going to say Miami's missing the playoffs.
And Miami. So the Titans, the Dolphins, Ravens, Browns, Colts. So look, this is still important. So resting people and all that, there's teams up there, and like I said earlier, there's going to be a 10-6 team that does not make it. It's going to happen.
Baltimore is praying that Ben will come show his ugly little head during this game at some point, because they're not going to want Pittsburgh to lose to Cleveland. Because if Pittsburgh loses to Cleveland, Cleveland's in and Baltimore's out.
Yeah. So,
if Indianapolis wins. But if Indy loses, then I think Baltimore slides right back in.
So, I mean, and all of these teams, I think, whoever makes it, you got some dangerous teams up in here. So, but I think the team that misses it will be,
I think Colts are gone.
The Colts?
Yeah.
I think the Colts smashed, but they're currently out. Yeah. I think it's going to probably be the Colts.
The Colts.
How do you say the Colts be out?
Certain teams have to lose for
they're in the hunt, because I think.
Don't they play Jacksonville?
Yes, but just winning that'll
doesn't
make
get them in. They have to have the Ravens have to lose, the Browns have to lose, and then I think they may skate into the 6th seed.
Miami's going to lose.
If Miami loses, okay,
Miami's not losing.
I mean, you're crazy.
Miami
is losing. I don't know where you got.
losing.
Miami offense is high powered.
No, but their defense is
Their defense is legit.
And Josh Allen and Steph Diggs will not be in the game that long. Marcus,
you're forgetting one thing.
What's that?
Miami took them to overtime in the first game without Tua. With Fitzmagic, they pick him to overtime. So if you think Josh Allen's not gonna play a full game,
right? We did, but we was blowing them out, right? And that was week 2. You don't think we better than that now?
Y'all was blowing them out. Y'all wasn't blowing them out.
Right, we was blowing them out week 2. Yeah, we let them come back.
Bro, you wasn't blowing them out.
The Bills ain't better than that now.
That's not blowing them out.
The Bills ain't better than that. What you mean? We was blowing them out by like 21 points.
It was 21-10. That's 2 touchdowns, bro. That's not blowing them out.
So Bills, oh my God, they just destroying Clemson.
As you can see,
you know why?
My man Larry Fitz, one of the greatest. I'll add one of the greatest wide receivers that's ever played. 17 consecutive season with 50+ catches. Just incredible. I think this is last year. I'm gonna miss this guy. Watching him play, his professionalism, everything he's overcome. Just a true consummate professional. And I think this is last year, and I got to say I really enjoyed watching this.
I'd like to see him get out before something happens and he gets hurt really bad.
I think
he should have opted out and wouldn't play the game.
Another guy, just 17 straight 10-win seasons.
Yep.
The GOAT quarterback. Y'all can say what you want. You can hate the 17 straight 10-win seasons. Just incredible. And then the best tight end in the league, and maybe we'll see. He's still got a little bit of time. Maybe the best tight end to ever play. Fort's the second leading receiver behind Steph Diggs.
Wait, hold on, stop right there. Who's the best tight end to play right now, in your opinion? Before you have a conversation about Trav, who's the best? Who's
the best tight end playing right now?
No. Who's the best tight end of all time right now? If we're gonna have a conversation, I need to know who he would have to eclipse.
You could say Shannon Sharp. You could say Kellen Winslow. You could say Gronk. You could say Tony Gonzalez.
My vote was gonna be for Gronk. Yeah.
Okay, Gronk. And this guy, they used to call him Baby Gronk. He ain't baby nothing. This is the best tight end.
Tony Gonzalez out of this conversation. Sorry.
Yeah, Tony Gonzalez was number 2 on my list.
I'm not saying. It's whatever your flavor is. There's some people that like Jimmy Graham. There's some people that like Shannon Sharp. There's some people that like Kellen Winslow. There's some people that like Mike Ditka back in the day. So it's just. No disrespect to Shay Sharp, and let's not forget about Antonio Gates and Keith Byers and Keith Jackson. Let me just throw this out there for you, Marcus, and I want you and Ramona to kind of comment on this. I already know where Mookie's gonna stand on this, but my problem with what we saying with us being disrespectful is, Tony Gonzalez had to deal with Marty Schottenheimer for a large portion of his life. If he played with Atlanta for all of them years with that type of throwing system, Tony Gonzalez wouldn't be close, bro. I hate this. People always ask me, just jumping off for a second, ask me who the best running back that I've ever seen play. Right. And people assume because I am a Cowboys fan that I'm going to say Emmitt Smith. And when I tell them Barry Sanders, they look at me crazy.
Because now lost 2 consecutive games.
Because I'm like, if you put Barry Sanders behind that Cowboys offensive line, that great Dallas wall in the 90s.
Oh my God.
Same thing with Walter Payton.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times where you play and the era that you play determines, what happens with you. So congratulations to Travis Kelce, the most yards ever for a tight end in a season. So congratulations to him. And then next, third player, Frank Gore. Congratulations to him, third player to reach 1,600 yards. Look, people ask me, do I think this guy's a Hall of Famer? And I guess he is. He's going to do it just because of his longevity. But I'm trying to think, what Frank Gore highlight that I've ever seen where I'm like, man, Frank Gore. Where I think of Frank Gore.
They all came from college.
I don't see it. Like he's had a great long career, but I just don't see it. I think
what he did with San Francisco. I think what he did with San Francisco.
Yeah.
There for a while there and out there, it was just amazing. Because he didn't have an offensive line to run behind.
I thought he was
kind of like the Barry Sanders of the Detroit Lions when they didn't have any kind of offensive line, and the man was still putting up the numbers and putting up the yards, and then they started solidifying and finally getting him an offensive line, and my God, he had a 2,000-yard season
combined.
Mike Compton was on that line. Mike Compton was helping create those holes on that offensive line for him, and that was probably the best season he ever had with Detroit. Can you? I'm like y'all. Can you imagine putting Barry Sanders on some of those offensive lines the Pittsburgh Steelers have had over the years, the Cowboys of the '90s?
No doubt.
I love Frank Gore, but I don't think he belongs up there with some of the higher echelon running backs.
Yeah. A says Tony Gonzalez is number one, hands down. Jason Witten, Keith Jackson, Shannon Sharp, Antonio Gates, then maybe Gronk. This is Frank's final year, all those years in San Francisco, and he says, "Hey, he was a savage in San Francisco. Stop that. What he do talking." Right here, you see the three Cowboys 3 receivers. They have an opportunity this week to have 3 1,000-yard receivers. I think CeeDee Lamb leads like less than 50 yards, and he'll have 1,000 yards. So whoever the Cowboys quarterback is next year, he should have some weapons over there. So congratulations to those guys. To the second best defensive tackle of all time, and probably the defensive player of the year.
No, just don't even go there with me.
The second best defensive tackle in history behind Warren Sapp.
I'll give you that.
Aaron Donald, congratulations to him, 13 and a half sacks. And you see what he's doing his first
he's not getting defensive player of the year, though. Sorry, he ain't.
We'll see about that, but he's got my vote. Ramona, she's going with TJ Watt, so congratulations.
That's right, I am.
He's
even when we were dropping defensive players left and right, Devin Bush, Bud Dupree, the guy's still out there sacking quarterbacks and terrorizing them. So.
Right. Hey, Mook, I want to know real quick, Mook and D, where do y'all place Aaron Donald as far as defensive tackles historically?
He's number 3.
Behind
Reggie White and Warren Sapp.
Reggie White was a defensive end, but
not in Philadelphia. He was not. He didn't become a defensive end until Green Bay. Look at the career.
Mook, where do you put Aaron Donald historically as far as defensive tackles? You
got to remember what system they were running in Philadelphia, bro. That was Buddy Ryan's system.
46.
46. Yeah. He was 46. Defensive tackle. Yeah.
Mook, is Mook still there?
Yeah, he there. You got to take yourself off of mute, Mookie. Take yourself off of mute, Mookie. Mutie. You're on Mutie, Mookie.
Oh.
Mook, where do you have Aaron Donald as far as defensive tackles historically? What number do you have him at?
Jeez. I don't know. I can't I don't know. It's so many D tackles, man, that played the game before him. I understand he got the numbers and what's going on in this era. But do we got to put a cap on this? I mean, there's so many good defensive tackles out here.
Yeah. How Ace says, how is he not in the MVP conversation? It's tough. Yeah, it's tough to be the MVP as a defensive player. Last 4 quarters, Tom Brady. Last 4 quarters that he's played, Tom Brady has 668 passing yards. Just incredible. He's still doing the same. 43 years old. And then next we got rivalry.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, no doubt. Next we got rivalry head to head. And you look at this, these battles within the division, Buffalo, Miami, Seattle, San Fran, Dallas, Giants, Chicago. You look at that number with Chicago and Green Bay. Hell, they've been playing since the damn 20s, man.
Those are the best players in the NBA. Players look at Steph Curry, they're like, nah, come on, man.
But yeah, as you can see, we have the every week we put up the leaders in each division in each category. Top five passing leaders.
I'm sorry.
And right here, that man Patrick Mahomes. I've been going at it. Shout out to Ace. We've been going at it all week and going against Mookie here.
Yeah, we were talking about defensive tackles. There's a whole list of defensive tackles. I'm kind of like
your man Mean Joe Green.
Yeah, you're talking about Mean Joe Green. You're talking about Alan Page, Merlin Olsen.
Come on.
Some of these guys back in the day, man. These guys were just vicious.
Alan
Page with the Vikings and the Bears.
Jared Allen. Jared.
No doubt. Here's your top 5 passing leaders. Patrick Mahomes up there at top.
Matty Ice still up there in that top 5 too.
Watson, Josh
Marcus.
Allen, Matty Ice, and Tom Brady.
Marcus, who on that list does not belong, despite their numbers?
Who on that list does not belong?
Yes.
Deshaun Watson.
No.
Matt
Ryan.
What he's doing with what he's got on that offense, come on, Deshaun Watson definitely belongs on that list.
Yeah, he has nobody to throw to. You know, sometimes you get these numbers just because you're the only weapon on your team.
That's facts.
You're the only weapon on your team. So
Matt Ryan might have the second or the third best wide receiving duo in football today.
Yeah,
there's no way he belongs on this list, man.
Yeah,
no way.
And then we got your top 5. That incredible game. We're going to talk about that in a second. Steph Diggs, he jumped to the top. He jumped over Travis Kelce this week.
Actually, he's been above Travis Kelce the last 3 weeks, I believe.
No, last week, Travis Kelce was leading the league in receiving.
Wait a minute. Calvin really got 1,300 yards?
Yes.
God.
You look at these are your top 5 leaders here.
Matty has to have the ball.
And according to what Steph Diggs does this week, depending on how long he plays, I don't think there's Kelce's not playing.
No.
So Stephon Diggs is going to be
Stephon Diggs might not play.
What's that?
Stephon Diggs might not play at all.
Yeah. Diggs might not play.
So, and D-Hop's not playing this weekend.
Okay, so
but Josh Allen will play. If Diggs don't play, Josh Allen still will play.
Okay, so that's your top 5, and then your top 5 rushing leaders with Derrick Henry.
We're going to beat them. Watch, we're going to beat them with Jake Fromm. I'm trying to tell y'all something now. Jake Fromm ain't played all year. Watch.
You know why? You know why he ain't played all year? Because he's a racist.
He ain't played all year. Watch.
You know what? Because he's a racist, and
here's your top 5 rushing leaders. Georgia. You see King Henry up there. Dalvin Cook's already been ruled out; he's not playing. I don't know if James Watson's playing. So, your rushing your rushing champion will be Derrick Henry this season.
Hey, Marcus.
Yes.
Before I do these push-ups, you give me my credit about Dalvin Cook. I told you, and he missed 2 games this year, and look at where he at.
Yes, he missed 2 games as compared to the 5 that he normally misses. But yes, he had
I'm saying he missed 2 games and he's only 200 yards behind Derrick Henry. So
just imagine if he played all 16 games.
Availability is the best ability, right?
Imagine if he played all 16. How many games?
Played all 16 games, then Kirk Cousins would be a better quarterback.
We're gonna move on to my segment. The next 2 segments.
The Rocky Blyer Tough Guy.
The Rocky Blyer Tough Guy Award. And we went with Fred Warner with the 49ers. Last weekend had 14 tackles, a forced fumble. That I think he ran it back down to like the 5-yard line or something. 3 passes defended. So kudos to Fred Warner. Next one is Mike Hilton. Second half of that football game, Mike Hilton was absolutely on fire. Philip Rivers, man, just was having some problems. And that one sack that he laid on Philip Rivers, Philip didn't know what hit.
What the fuck?
So anyway, excuse some language. Our next guy up is, of course, Buffalo Bills' own Steph Diggs. 3 receiving touchdowns, 50-yarder, an 18-yarder, and an 8-yard touchdown on 9 catches for 145 yards. So kudos to Steph Diggs.
And 33 fantasy points.
And the New Orleans Saints, Alvin Kamara, tied the NFL record with 6 rushing touchdowns, 155 yards on 22 attempts. And you're asking me if they're going to cut him? No, they're not cutting this guy.
And could have had 7. And messed up my damn messed me up and got 53 points in my fantasy game.
Yep.
And then turn around and invited COVID into his life.
Right. All right. So fun facts here. The little segment we started. Patrick Mahomes has 16 dropped interceptions this season, which is an NFL record.
Wow.
16 dropped interceptions. So, and some of these interceptions that should have happened, that they shouldn't have dropped the ball, he should have had a lot more interceptions. These guys just, I don't know. You know, I go back and I look back to some of the Steelers defensive players who we've had over the years, and seeing the interceptions that they racked up, like, you know, Rob Woodson. And I'm thinking, how are these guys dropping these passes like they do? It just blows my mind. Of course, you know, there for a couple of weeks, my Steelers receiving corps couldn't catch a football either. So anyway, and the balls were thrown to them.
We're at the 2 hour mark.
Okay, so Tom Brady, first player in NFL history to make the playoffs 12 straight times. Pretty amazing. I mean, you know, you can't take anything away from this guy at all. Next fun fact. There are only 6 games in the NFL history where a team was the underdog of 17 plus points and turned around and won. And the Jets are now responsible for half of those wins. 3 of those games this season, this year, they won those games. Okay, so next fun fact. 10 games in the NFL history has seen a QBR of 99.5 or better. Lamar Jackson has 4 of those. 4 of those games is just, to me.
How many times did he throw the ball in those games? That's what I want to know.
I have no clue. Didn't have that fun fact, sorry. All right, next fun fact. Jalen Hurts is the first player in NFL history. That's your boy there, Dennis. With 500 passing yards and 150 rushing yards in his first 2 career starts. Pretty impressive. All right. Fun fact. Quarterback. A quarterback has only led the league in forced fumbles once in the last 10 years. That was Tillman. Not only are quarterbacks first and second in forced fumbles this year, but they even play for the same team, Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphreys.
Let's be clear. His name is Charles Tillman, and he played for my Chicago Bears.
Peanut
Tillman.
The peanut punch.
Okay. Next fun fact. In the fourth quarter of a 1983 game against the Jets, the Chargers had to redo a kick. And I remember this. Oh,
Ramona, who was the starting quarterback for the Jets? 3 seconds.
I can't think of his name.
Ken O'Brien. Okay.
Right. And I can't remember his name, but I remembered this game, and I remember all the hell. Oh my God, Jets fans were and they had a right to be upset, really. I mean, they really did. Just like when Pittsburgh won the toss, but they gave it to the other team in the playoff game. Remember that? I remember that too. So, but anyway, next one. Longest rushing touchdown against the Seahawks this year is a 10 yards by Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's telling you something. The Seahawks defense is not as bad as what everybody thinks they are, even though I still think they're bad.
All right, so we got this baseball thing. The Marlins have canceled.
Next fun fact. If he throws for 242 yards on Sunday, which I don't even know if Mike Glennon is playing, Glennon could become the all-time leader in passing yards from the 2013 draft class.
I think that speaks more about Mike Glennon and the class of Mike Glennon.
Okay, there you go, guys.
That's it. Well, guys.
Oh no. We have push-ups to watch.
Oh yeah. So the floor is all yours, professional one.
I can clap for you. I muted Mookie. Sorry about that. Not to go out there in your hallway and do them. Okay, that'll work. I don't know how many times he's practiced doing these 50 push-ups. Now I got him laughing.
Knock him out. Knock him out.
I hope you're keeping count. I lost count.
We have to go ahead and recruit you in the army, get you up in there, and let you be a PT instructor. There we go.
My bad. That's 30. That's 30.
I was gonna say that would 50. You owe us 20 more, bud.
1, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 10 more. 41, 42, 43. Another fun fact, Josh Allen's the only quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards, 34 touchdowns, and 8 rushing touchdowns in the season. Where you at, 43?
What number I'm at?
43.
All right.
44, 45, 46, 47, 48.
Real Bombard said some of their push-ups weren't correct.
And 50. There we go. A gentleman and a scholar.
Okay, now tell me, what was that bet for?
That was for all the people who say that I'm a Josh Allen hater, I actually defended Josh Allen and said that Josh Allen was a better quarterback than Mitchell Trubisky. He would have more yards, a better QBR than Mitchell Trubisky, and he did. So there we go. Well, guys, we are way behind. We're at the 2-hour mark. Real quick, guys. Mookie Hawkins, last words.
Bills win.
Bills win what?
Bills will beat Miami.
Okay. Just as long as you clarify that.
We already beat Pittsburgh. Let me clarify that too. We already beat Pittsburgh.
Let me clarify that I understand that. Oh, and there is something else I would like to say.
Hang on, Mona. Hang on. D, give me last word real quick.
For the first time in a long time, the Bears will beat the Green Bay Packers and make it into the playoffs.
Okay. Now,
right.
Mookie, I want you to know that Ronald Enix, who is as big a Bills fan as anybody else, knows this about me. My father was a Buffalo Bills fan. When they are not playing my Steelers, I always pull for Buffalo, and I never trash talk football teams. I just don't do it.
All right.
I have always been a second favorite Bills fan. I have a Bills sweatshirt that I bought when I lived in Dallas, Texas, and was going to the Super Bowls that y'all played against them. Going to the Super Bowl parties wearing a Buffalo Bills sweatshirt. So that tells you I have never and will never ever trash talk the Buffalo Bills.
Hey Mookie, we don't want to see Miami in the playoffs because we don't want a rivalry game in the playoffs. So I would be happy if Buffalo won that game.
All right.
They will.
I just want to say
I just don't see Tua doing it. Y'all keep talking about this defense. And what's going to happen when Xavier Howard one-on-one with Diggs, or even a rookie for that matter? Y'all understand?
We can take this conversation.
Giving this defense all this praise, like we ain't played top defenses in the NFL this year.
We're going to take this conversation and we can continue it after I end the show. But my last words is I hope everyone has a blessed and happy new year. I'm not going to be one of those people that says 2021 can't get worse than 2020 because it can. So I'm not ever going to say that. I'm just going to say I hope you have an absolute blessed in all facets of your life for 2021.
No doubt.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you for everybody tuning into the show. Happy New Year. Thanks for coming out. First show of the year. Good luck to all your teams. You know, we laugh and we joke and all that. Good luck to everybody. Looking forward to the playoff. I hope everybody's safe. I hope everybody's able to go to some of the games. Congratulations to the Bills fan. Governor Cuomo allow you all to go do that. Bills Mafia, stand up. Again, thank you. This is the Alphabets Football Show with the Rise Up family and the OnPoint Network. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.